Hello guys, full time at St James's Park, Newcastle 2, Arsenal 1, another away defeat. I don't think you get any prizes for predicting them at this point. Our form on the road is absolutely diabolical. I think we have not picked up a single point in 2018 in the Premier League away from home. And I think when you look at the away table, as it were, I think we've got about half the points of Burnley, who are sort of infamous for being very strong at home, weak on the road. I think we're in the bottom half in terms of our away record in the league. I mean, I know circumstances have shifted a little bit in terms of where the Premier League lies within our priorities, and you saw that in the starting lineup. But I think the frailties were familiar, were similar to what we've seen before. Defensively, we were really poor at times. This was a Newcastle side who never really put under a concerted pressure. They sat deep. We had vast amounts of possession. But when they hit us on the break, we couldn't handle it. Long balls over the top from John Joe Shelvey left Mustafi and Holding really, really struggling on more than one occasion. What else to say? Well, I mean, we started with Lacazette and Aubameyang. That was a reason to be excited in theory. It was Aubameyang on the left, Lacazette through the middle. And that started promisingly enough. One creating a goal for another. Mustafi, probably his best moment of the day, playing a good long pass. Aubameyang raced onto it, squared it, and it was a tidy finish from Lacazette. I think Lacazette never really improved beyond that point. I thought he had quite a typical Lacazette away from home game. And I would hope in his second season at the club he's able to show just a little bit more physical presence. If he is going to be that centrifugal point, if he is going to be the guy who plays the central striker, I think he needs to withstand the challenges a bit better than he does. He's a great finisher. We know that, but I think you need to offer a little bit more than that if you're going to be that figurehead, that spearhead of the attack. I think Aubameyang looked all right on the left-hand side. I think that he had a few good moments. He was up against Yedlin, another quick player, and I think he pushed him back inevitably. So I didn't think that was a disaster. I know people want to see the record signing play through the middle, but I thought he did okay on the left. I thought where we struggled... I thought where we struggled going forward was with in the kind of number 10 role. Alex Iwobi was very, very good in that position in the last Premier League game, but he was pushed out to the right. Thought he had a decent enough game there. And Joe Willock played as the kind of ostensible, the number 10, but I just didn't think he was in the game at all. Don't want to be too harsh on a guy in his Premier League debut, but I thought he struggled. There was one particular miss. You know, the commentators were sort of talking him up, saying he looked very smooth on the ball. He was smooth on the ball, but I would have liked to have seen if he was going to play him playing in the El Neni role or the Xhaka role, one of those deeper line positions. I don't think he's necessarily the guy to be the sort of creative hub of the side. I think that impacted on the amount of clear opportunities we were able to make. But look, it was the defence that was the problem. The first goal for Perez was reminiscent of Shane Long's last week in that Mustafi let the man run across him at the near post. And Cech was beaten there. I mean, I don't have too much of a problem with the goalkeeper. The ball really flashed past him and he wasn't particularly well sighted, but not particularly pretty from an Arsenal point of view. And then the second goal... I don't know what Mustafi's doing, really. I mean, he sort of heads the ball directly up in the air. Monreal then can't clear it. He then fails to challenge Slimani because he's watching the ball. Slimani, as soon as he came on, spelled trouble for us. We just couldn't handle him aerially. Gale's running in the first half, and then Slimani's aerial ability gave us all sorts of problems. Anyway, eventually the ball breaks to Ritchie. He finishes to make it 2-1. We didn't really have a clear opportunity to get an equaliser to my memory. We made a hash of a couple of opportunities. Some of these strikers being unnecessarily unselfish, I would say, at times. And by the end, we had Welbeck, Lacazette, Aubameyang and Nketiah all on the field, but without much of a sort of coherent plan to it. I couldn't really have told you who was playing where. Anyway, we lost. If any scouts from Atletico Madrid came, they will have seen some defensive weaknesses, but... this is not the 11 that will face Atletico, barring an absolute disaster of an injury crisis. So no particular cause for despair. And I guess the race for sixth is kept alive between us and Burnley. That should be exciting between now and the end of the season. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.